This is the Minecraft Pokemon region by Pokeman Fran, a Pokemon region based off of Minecraft. It even has both Megas and Gigantamax forms for some of the Pokemon, and not all the Pokemon are based off of Minecraft mobs. Some are based off of things from spin-offs, and even the Minecraft movie, and mods. But mostly the mods are the Megas. And here we have the 3 games: Pokemon Prismarine, Pokemon Netherrack, and Pokemon Obsidian. And like every Pokemon region, it starts with the Grass-type starter. So here we have Treeper, a pure Grass type. I don't think I need to explain what this is based off of. Then it evolves into Bombbush, a pure Grass type. Then it evolves into Grassplode, a Grass and Electric type. It becomes Electric type because it's based off of the Charged Creeper, and you can find a Charged Creeper when a Creeper gets struck by lightning. Then we have Mega Grassplode, a Grass Electric type. This is the first Pokemon to be based off of something from a mod. This one is based off of the Mutant Creeper. Then, for its G-Max form, we have Gigantamaxed Grassplode, a Grass Electric type. This one is based off of those big explosions. That's why its head looks like that. And it's also based off of Copper Rods for being super tall and probably could make an explosion. For our Fire-type starter, we have Waddalava, a pure Fire type. And he's based off of the Strider, the only passive mob that you can find in the Nether. Then it evolves into Magmarch, a Fire and Rock type. Then, finally, we have Basal Titan, a Fire and Rock type. I remember when Waddalava's actual final evolution was based off of a Ghast. But since the Happy Ghast is out now, he'll be coming in a split evolution later. And when he Mega Evolves, he becomes Mega Basal Titan, and it's based off of the elusive Triple-Decker Strider. I don't know if you can actually find one of those in-game, but it'd be cool if you could. And when it Gigantamax, it becomes G-Max Basal Titan, a Fire Rock type, and is now based off of Basalt Deltas. And finally, for the Water-type starter, we have Squibby, a pure Water type, who is based off of, well, a squid. Then he evolves into Squibble, a pure Water type, and is now also based off of Ink Sacs. Then it evolves into Squizzard, a Water Psychic type, and is now based off of Glow Squids and Glow Ink Sacs. I could also see a world where he could be Fairy type. Then, when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Squizzard, a Water Psychic type. And it also now looks like it has a mustache. Then, when it G-Maxes, it becomes Gigantamax Squizzard, a Water Psychic type, and is now based off of Sunken Ships. Finally, we're out of the starters, and we're into the regional bug, Grabottle, a pure bug type, who is based off of a Honeybot, who then evolves into Happy, a bug and flying type, who is now based off of bees and the beehive. But when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Happy, a poison and bug type, and is now based off of an angry bee and the bee nest. Next, for the regional mammal, we have Lamique, a pure normal type, based off of a baby sheep and a sheared sheep. Then it evolves into Flockade, a pure normal type. It also has 2 forms, Solo form and Flock form. Then Flockade has a G-Max form based off of the Jeb sheep and a giant wool castle, so you'd probably see in like Bed Wars. Then we have Babini, a normal type based off of the baby rabbit. He's also the Pichu clone, because Banichu is the Pikachu clone, a normal and electric type, based off of the rabbit. It also has a bunch more forms, and another one that we'll be looking at later. Next, we have the regional bird, Hatchirp, a normal and flying type, and based off of the egg. Then, it evolves into Chick-Cluck, a normal and flying type, based off of the chicken. Then, when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Chick-Cluck, based off of the fancy chicken from Minecraft Earth. But if you didn't like Chick-Cluck, well, you're in luck, because Hatchirp also has some other forms. This is Hatchirp's cold form, also a normal flying type, but based off of the blue egg instead. And it evolves into Froost, an ice and flying type based off of cold chicken. And its other form, based off of the brown egg, can also evolve into a different Pokemon. And that other Pokemon is Scorchick, a fire and flying type, based off of the warm chicken and cooked chicken. Next, we have Pork Chub, a pure normal type and based off of the pig. Then, he evolves into Bork Chop, a normal and ground type, and based off of the muddy pig from Minecraft Earth. We also have Scrampig, a ground type, based off of the warm pig. Then it evolves into Piglet, a ground and dark type, based off of the warm pig. Next, we have Pufflet, a pure ground type, based off of the cold pig. Then, it evolves into Oinkloud, a ground and flying type. And it's based off of the cold chicken and the saying, when pigs fly, which also used to be an achievement in Minecraft. Next, we have P-Kid, an ice and rock type based off of the goat. Then it evolves into Grummet, an ice and rock type based off of the goat. I wish this guy had a split evolution, where instead of evolving into Grummet, it evolved into a Pokemon based off of the Screaming Goat, which is an actual mob in Minecraft. But instead of that, we have G-Max Grummet, an ice and rock type, and is now based off of mountains. Next, we have Cowie, a pure normal type based off of the cow. Then, when it evolves, it becomes Milcattle, a normal type based off of the cow. Also, I hate when cow Pokemon have giant udders. Looking at you, Miltank. But Milcattle has a split evolution, and the first split evolution is Moo Blossom, a fairy and grass type, based off of the Moo Bloom from Minecraft Earth, and it was also in a mob vote. Moo Blossom also has a G-Max form based off of Flower Fields. In its other split evolution, we have Moocelium, a ghost and poison type based off of the Mooshroom. Like Moo Blossom, it also has a G-Max form, but this one is based off of the Mushroom Islands, where Mooshroom naturally spawn. But if you didn't like the Cowie line, we also have Furber, a pure ice type based off of the Cold Cow. Then it evolves into Burvine, a pure ice type based off of the Cold Cow. It's also gotta be one of the best names in this entire region. But if you didn't like that cow line, we also have Attackhalf, a pure fighting type based off of the Warm Cow. Then it evolves into Beef Fury, a fighting type based off of the Warm Cow. It also just looks like it wants to beat a bunch of people up. Next, we have Donkeri, a normal grass type based off of donkeys and wheat. Then it evolves into Mulelift, a normal grass type that's now based off of a mule instead of a donkey. Next, we have one of the coolest lines, and it starts with Furicult, a pure steel type and based off of the horse and iron horse armor. Then it evolves into Goldash, a pure steel type that's now based off of gold horse armor. Then, when it evolves, it becomes Steed Diamond, a pure steel type, which is now based off of diamond horse armor. Then, when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Steed Diamond, a pure steel type, and is now based off of netherite armor. Also, this Pokemon was made before Netherite Armor was released in Mounts of Mayhem. And this has got to be one of the best designs of the entire region. Next, we have the regional dog as Pup Protect, a pure normal type based off of the wolf. Then he evolves into Loyal Lobo, a pure normal type based off of the wolf. Then, when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Loyal Lobo, now a normal and rock type, based off of the Armored Wolf. But the wolf also has a bunch of split evolutions based off of all of its new forms that were introduced in Armored Paws. So here we have Arkwolf, a pure electric type. Or it could evolve into Lycanroc, a pure dark type. Or it could evolve into probably my favorite of Pup Protect's evolutions. We have Muddog, a pure ground type. Another evolution is Barcanus, a pure grass type. Or it could evolve into Wolf Frost, a pure ice type. Or it could evolve into Wargash, a pure fighting type. Or it could evolve into Lipsmoke. And the final evolution, it could evolve into Phanine, a pure fairy type. Next, we have Zatnap, a pure normal type based off of the baby cat. Then it evolves into Tabbyfast, a pure electric type based off of the cat. Also, it does not evolve into the Ocelot. Ocelot will be coming later. And next, we have Sputer, a bug and poison type based off of cave spiders and poison potion. And it does not evolve into Tyrantula, a bug and dark type, which is a separate line based off of the regular spider. But Tyrantula does have a mega evolution based off of how hardcore spiders can sometimes spawn with potion effects, and this one spawned with invisibility. Next, we have Skelebo, a ghost type based off of the skeleton. When it mega evolves, it becomes Mega Skelebo, a pure ghost type based off of the mutant skeleton from the Mutant Creatures mod. It also has a G-Max form, but I don't know what the heck that's based off of. It just looks really goofy. If you didn't like Skelebo, it also has 4 different evolutions. And its first one is Fearmer, of Ghost and Dark type, based off the Wither Skeleton. Or it could evolve into Froststray, a Ghost and Ice type, based off of the Stray. Or it could evolve into Mandibog, a Ghost and Poison type, based off of the Bogged. Then, it could also evolve into Parchtree, a Ghost and Ground type, based off of the Parched. Okay, so I don't know if this is an evolution or something else, but we have a few mounted versions of Pokemon, so I'm just going to be showing them at the end of the evolution line. So here we have Spydread, a combination of Skelebo and Tyranta, and is based off of Spider Jockeys. We also have Skelequine, a pure ghost type, which is a combination of Skelebo and Horps, a Pokemon that we'll be seeing later. And it's also based off of the Skeleton Horseman. Here we have Adorabat, a pure flying type based off of the bat. Then its evolution, which isn't very adorable, we have Horabat, a flying and ghost type, which is of course based off of the Phantom, which everyone hates, even though we chose for it to be in the game for some reason. Next, we have Zabi, a poison type based off of the baby zombie. Then it evolves into Dedole, a pure poison type based off of the zombie. He also has a mega evolution based off of the mutant zombie from the Mutant Creatures mod. He's also now a fighting type. He also has the most obvious G-Max form, based off of the Giant, an unused mob that literally does nothing. Well, if you didn't like Dedole, he also has some evolutions. The first being Drowndrab, a poison water type based off of the Drowned. Or it could evolve into Huskreep, a poison ground type based off of the Husk. This line also has some mounts. Actually, every single member of the line has a mount. And the first mount is Zombok, a poison flying type based off of
Chicken Jockey.
Then for the zombies mounted version, we have Corpsequine, a pure poison type based off of the zombie horse jockey. A combination of Deadle and Horps. Also, when we get to Horps in the decks, I'm going to explain why there's both a ghost type version and a poison type version. Next, for Drown Drab's mounted version, we have Nucleus, a combination of Drown Drab and Dreadnought, which I'll be getting to later, and is based off of the zombie Nautilus jockey. Next, for Huscreep's mount, this one's special. You could either use a Huscreep or a Partry and combine it with a Deadune, which I'll be getting to later, to make Saharusk, and is based off of the Camel Husk jockey. Then, into one of the goofiest lines, we have Gooboing, a poison type based off of the slime. Then it evolves into Gooburn, a poison fire type based off of the Magma Cube. He's also one of my favorite Pokemon in this region. Next, we have Pigrunt, a fighting type based off of the baby Piglin. Then it evolves into Piggrapple, a fighting type based off of the Piglin. It also has a split evolution, and its first split evolution is Brutustle, a fighting and steel type based off of the Piglin Brute. It also has a Mega, based off of the Great Hog from the Minecraft movie. Or it could evolve into Zombor, a fighting and poison type based off of the zombified Piglin. Or it could evolve into Boracle, a fighting and dark type based off of Malgosha from the Minecraft movie. Next, we have Hoggle, a normal and fighting type based off of the baby Hoglin. Next, it evolves into Mohog, a normal and fighting type based off of the Hoglin. Then, it evolves into Rottusk, a poisoned and fighting type based off of the Zoglin. Mohog also has a mounted version called Hoggrapple, a combination of Piggrapple and Mohog, and based off of the Hoglin jockey. Next, we have Blades, a fire and steel type based off of the Blaze. I like how they just took the name of the Blaze and just added D and turned it into a Pokemon. Then it evolves into Infernover, a fire and steel type based off of the Wildfire from Minecraft Dungeons and the Mob Vote. We also have Blows, a flying and steel type based off the Breeze. Next, we have Dolphlot, pure water type based off of a baby dolphin, who evolves into Dolphast, a water type based off of the dolphin. Next, we have Scoodle, a ground and water type based off of the baby turtle and turtle eggs. Then it evolves into Terrafoam, a ground and water type based off of the turtle and the turtle helmet. Next, we have Blockwell, a water poison type. He's also a convergent form of Quillfish. But I hear you asking, what's a convergent form? Well, a convergent form is two Pokemon that look similar, but aren't related in any way, like Wiglet, a pure water type, and its original counterpart, Diglett, a pure ground type. And there will be more convergent evolutions. Next, we have Bobfin, a pure water type based off of the bobber thing on a fishing rod. I think he's also the regional fish. Then, Bobfin can evolve into Pescalure. It also has two forms. In its river form, it's based off of the salmon. Or its ocean form, also a pure water type, but this time based off of the cod. Next, we have Tropicolor, a pure water type based off of the tropical fish. It also has all of these forms based off of, there's a ton of different tropical fish forms in Minecraft. So they also had to do it for the Pokemon based off of tropical fish. Next, we have Axolotl, a water and fairy type, based off of, well, the axolotl. Then, when it evolves, it becomes Waddleotl, a water and fairy type based off the axolotl. Then, when it mega evolves, it becomes Mega Waddleotl, a water and fairy type based off of the axolotl in a bucket, and the buff axolotl from a mod that I do not remember the name of. Next, we have Krabild, a water and steel type based off of the crab from the mob vote. Also, I regret voting for the armadillo. Yes, I was an armadillo voter. I'm a builder, and the crab claw would have helped a lot for builds. Next, we have Gator Raft, based off of the alligator from the Chinese mob vote, and also the Bamboo Raft. Next, we have Sawsbark, a pure grass type, and a conversion form of Sawsbuck. It's also based off of the oak tree and the deer from the Chinese mob vote. And like Sawsbuck, Sawsbark also has 4 forms based off of different things, but instead of being based off of the 4 seasons, this is based off of 4 Minecraft trees. So this is its birch form. Here's its spruce form, and here's its dark oak form. Next, here we have Dirttail, pure ground type based off of the meerkat from the biome vote, and the brush. Then it evolves into Meerkat, a pure ground type, and is now based off of a shovel. Next, we have Kitsweet, a pure grass type based off of the fox and sweet berry bushes. Then it evolves into Vixsweet, a pure grass type based off of the fox and sweet berry bushes again. Then it evolves into Frostsweet, a grass and ice type based off of the white fox and sweet berry bushes. Next, we have Rascoco, a pure grass type based off of the monkey from the Chinese mob vote and cocoa beans. Next, we have Camound, a pure ground type based off of the camel. Then it evolves into Camoasis, a ground and water type, which is based off of the camel and now the desert well. Then, when he Gigantamaxes, becomes Gigantamaxed Camoasis, a ground and water type that's now based off of the desert pyramid. Next, we have Bearcube, a water and ice type based off of the polar bear. It also has a cod inside of its ice cube. Next, we have Iceberg, a water and ice type based off of the polar bear. It also now has a few cods in it. Then when it Gigantamaxes, it becomes Gmax Iceberg, a water and ice type, and now, spoiler warning, it has one of the fossil Pokemon in it that we'll be getting to later. It's also based off of icebergs now. Next, we have Scavolger, a rock and flying type based off of the vulture from the biome vote. Next, we have Parakeet, a grass and flying type based off of the parrot. Next, we have Ocetot, a pure electric type based off of the ocelot. Then it evolves into Velocelot, an electric and grass type based off of the ocelot. This guy really should have been the evolution to the cat Pokemon that we saw earlier. Here's another convergent evolution. Tangloom, a grass and dark type, and a conversion form of Tangela. Next, we have Pengi, a pure rock type based off of the penguin from the mob vote. He also kind of looks like Diglett. Then he evolves into Peblin, a water rock type based off of the penguin from the mob vote. Next, we have Propole, a grass and water type based off of the tadpole and the propocule. Then it evolves into Mangrok, a grass and water type based off of the frog and the mangrove tree. Next, we have Ostracacia, a grass and flying type based off of the ostrich from the mob vote and the acacia wood. Next, we have Timidillo, a pure rock type based off of the armadillo. Then it evolves into Armadillo, a pure rock type based off of the armadillo. Next, we have Babu, a pure grass type based off of the panda and bamboo. Then it evolves into Pangro, a pure grass type, but this is just the normal form. Pangro has 7 different forms, and this is the first one. We have the aggressive form that increases attack, the lazy form that increases defense, the weak form that increases special attack, the worried form that increases special defense, and the playful form that increases speed. Next, we have Lilama, a pure normal type based off of the llama. Then it evolves into Wanderama, a pure normal type based off of the wandering trader llama. Next, we have Rascreep, a dark and fairy type based off of the rascal from the mob vote. Next, we have Horps. We're finally at Horps. But this is its zombie form, which is a pure poison type. This is the form that Deadole rides. It's based off of the zombie horse. And here is the skeleton form, a pure ghost type, and the form that Skelebo rides on. It's based off of the skeleton horse. Here we have Dedoon, a ghost and ground type that Huskreep and Patchery both ride. It's based off of the camel husk. Next, we have Brickcrawl, a bug and rock type based off of the silverfish. Then, when it Gigantamaxes, it becomes G-Max Brickcrawl, a bug and rock type, and is now based off of the entire stronghold. Here's our final conversion form, Almanaut, a pure water type, and it's an obvious conversion form of Ammonite. But instead of evolving into a convergent form of Omnistar, it evolves into Nautonaut, who is based off of the Nautilus and also has a split evolution. And depending on what gender your Nautonaut was, it'll get different armor. So here we have Titanout, a water and steel type, based off of the Nautilus and Nautilus armor. If it's a male Nautonaut, then it'll get gold armor. And if it's a female Nautonaut, it'll get iron armor. Or it could evolve into Dreadnought, the thing that Drown Drap was riding. It's a water and poison type, and based off of the zombie Nautilus and copper Nautilus armor. Next, we have Firefly, a bug and grass type, and based off of the firefly particles that come out of the firefly bush, and the scrapped mob, the firefly, that was going to be added in 1.19. Next, we have Palpaca, a normal type based off of the alpaca from when Mojang asked if players wanted the llama or the alpaca in the game, and the llama won. Next, one of the best lines, and it starts with Spy Bloom, a grass and ghost type based off of the eye blossom. Then it evolves into Creekor, a grass and ghost type based off of the creaking heart. Then it evolves into Creekcurse, a grass and ghost type based off of the creaking. Next, we have Magolem, a rock and fire type based off of the Magma Golem from Minecraft Story Mode. And then when it Gigantamaxes, it becomes G-Max Magolem, a rock and fire type based off of the giant Magma Golem from Minecraft Story Mode. Next, we have Prismarine, a rock and water type based off of the Prismarine Soldier from Minecraft Story Mode. Then when it Gigantamaxes, it becomes G-Max Prismarine, a rock and water type based off of the Prismarine Colossus from Minecraft Story Mode. Next, we have Dryan, a ghost type based off of the dried ghast, and it has a split evolution based off of the two types of ghast. Its first split evolution is Ballip, a ghost and fire type based off of the baby ghast from Minecraft Dungeons. Next, we have Gas Scorch, the original final evolution to the fire type starter, but this is an updated design to it. Its other split evolution is Jaleep, a ghost and flying type based off of the Ghastling. Then when it evolves, it becomes Gas Sky, a ghost and flying type based off of the Happy Ghast. Here's probably the weirdest Pokemon, Nauspicious, a pure dark type based off of the Evoker Fangs. You know, the things that Evokers use to attack you. Next, we have probably the biggest line in the game, and it starts with Testificute, a pure normal type based off of the baby villager. Its first evolution is Testificrop, a normal and grass type based off of the farmer villager. Its next evolution is Testificook, a normal and fire type based off of the butcher villager. Next, we have Testificatch, a normal and water type based off of the fisher villager. Next, we have Testificleric, a normal and fairy type based off of the cleric villager. Next, we have Testifichart, a normal and ground type based off of the cartographer. Next, we have Testificlank, a normal and steel type based off of the armorer. Next, we have Testificreep, a normal and poison type based off of the zombie villager. Next, we have Testificarve, a normal and rock type based off of the mason. Next, we have Testifiquiver, a normal and flying type based off of the Fletcher. Next, we have Testificure, a normal and dark type based off of the Leatherworker. Next, we have Testificlash, a normal fighting type based off of the Weaponsmith. Next, we have Testificraft, a normal electric type based off of the Toolsmith. Next, we have Testificloth, a normal and bug type based off of the Shepherd. Next, we have Testifichapter, a normal and psychic type based off of the Librarian. And its final evolution, Testifiquest, is a pure normal type based off of the Wandering Trader. Next, we have Jackalanch, a grass and ice type based off of the Snow Golem. When it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Jackalanch, a fire and ice type, and is now based off of the Mutant Snow Golem from the Mutant Creatures mod. He also kind of looks like Jackenstein if he had a bigger pumpkin head.
You're taking too long.
Okay, jokes aside, our next Pokemon is Gopper, a steel electric type based off of the Copper Golem, who is now actually in the game because he was originally in the mob vote. Then he evolves into Golemite, a steel electric type based off of the Iron Golem. I could also see him being fighting type. But it's made up for that for having Mega Golemite, a steel and fire type based off of the Furnace Golem from Minecraft Earth. But that's not it. He also has another Mega Evolution based off of the Golem of Swiftness from the Minecraft movie, but it doesn't have any type changes. It's just still steel electric. But it is the only Pokemon in the entire region to have two Megas. And then here we have Noseplith, a rock and fairy type based off of the tough golem from the mob vote. He's also the last convergent form. This time, he's a convergent form of Nosepath. Next, we have Pillagoon, a pure dark type based off of the Pillager. This one has a bunch of evolutions, but not as many as Testificute. It's just like a few. Its first evolution is Pillagunk, a darkened poison type based off of the Witch. Its next evolution is Pillagash, a darkened steel type based off of the Vindicator. I also really think it should have been fighting type instead of steel. Next, we have Pillagool, a darkened ghost type based off of the Evoker. Next, we have Pillaglare, a darkened psychic type based off of the Illusioner. The Illusioner is not actually in the game, but you can still get it with commands in Java Edition. And the final evolution is Pillaglass, a darkened ice type based off of the Isolager from the mob votes and Minecraft Dungeons. Next, we have Vexy, a ghost type based off of the Vex. This is one of those things that the Evoker spawns. And it's pretty much now confirmed that the Vex is just an evil version of an LA. Also, we'll be getting to the LA's Pokemon soon. Next, we have Ravagiant, a darkened ground type based off of the Ravager. It also has a mounted version with Pillagoon to make Pillagiant, a darkened ground type based off of the Ravager jockey. It also has a Gigantamax form, which looks boring, but its inspiration isn't. It's based off of the Titan Ravager from Animation vs. Minecraft, and one of its best episodes. You should definitely go check out Animation vs. Minecraft by Alan Becker. It's amazing. And here's that LA Pokemon I was talking about. Lele, a pure fairy type. For our fossil Pokemon, we have Barnacle, a rock and water type based off of the monster of the ocean from the mob vote, or the Barnacle. That's another name for it. Next fossil Pokemon, we have Hungraps, a rock and grass type based off of the Great Hunger from the mob vote. The last fossil Pokemon is Grassnewt, a ground and grass type based off of the Snifflet, and this one actually evolves. Next, when it evolves, it becomes Snifflora, a ground and grass type based off of the Sniffer. The Sniffer is definitely one of my favorite Minecraft mobs, not because of what it does, but because how it looks. I don't know why I like it so much, but he's cool. Next, we have Redragon, a dragon and flying type based off of the red dragon that Notch wanted to add to the game, and is still not in the game yet. Next, we have Psychic, a bug and psychic type based off of the Endmite. Somehow, he made a lame mob into a cool Pokemon. Like, the Endermite's design is so bad that it's literally just a square with some red on the top. And Pokemon Fran somehow made that cool. Also, everyone forgets about the Endermite, because you can only find it when you sometimes when you throw an Ender Pearl. Next, we have Endermon, a psychic and dark type based off of the Enderman. Then, when it Mega Evolves, it becomes Mega Endermon, a psychic and dark type based off of the Mutant Enderman from the Mutant Creatures mod. Then, when it Gigantamaxes, it becomes G-Max Endermon, a psychic and dark type based off of the Enderscent from Minecraft Dungeons. Next, we have Sholter, a Psychic and Steel type based off of the Shulker. This is probably the best line in the entire game, and it starts with Senskulk, a Dark and Ground type based off of the Sulk Sensor. Then it evolves into Screaker, a Dark and Ground type based off of the Skulk Shrieker. Then it evolves into Wardoom, a Dark and Ground type based off of the Warden. And this is the pseudo-legendary of the region. But wait, it also has a Mega. So here we have Mega Wardoom, a Dark and Ghost type, and I think it's based off of the original design of the Warden. And this is the final thing about Wardoom's line. It's G-Max form. A Dark and Ground type, and it's now based off of the Giant Portal in Ancient Cities. And the last non-legendary / mythical Pokemon, we have Banichu, Blood Moon form, a normal and electric type. Instead of being based off a normal rabbit, this one is based off of the Killer Rabbit, which is a mob you can only get by summoning it through commands. Only on Java Edition, though. He's also probably a reference to Ursaluna Blood Moon form, because they're both based on a Pokemon, but not through evolution. They're related. They're pretty much the same species, I think, but you don't get them through evolution. Okay, I don't know if this guy counts as a legendary, but he evolves into a legendary. So here we have Guardian, a pure water type based off of the Guardian. Then it evolves into Elder Rock, a water and rock type based off of the Elder Guardian. And this is the first legendary of the region, and the box legendary of Pokemon Prismarine. Then, instead of a Mega, just like Kyogre and Groudon, it has a primordial form instead. And it becomes Primordial Elderock, a water and rock type based off of the ancient Elder Guardian from Minecraft Dungeons. The second box legendary is Witherain, a ghost and dark type based off of the Wither. Then, in its primordial form, it becomes Primordial Witherain, a ghost and dark type based off of the Witherstorm from Minecraft Story Mode. And the final box legendary, we have Endragon, a psychic and dragon type based off of the Ender Dragon. And also, he looks like Charizard. Then, in its primordial form, it becomes Primordial Endragon, and is now also based off of the End Crystal. And finally, for the mythical, we have Toturnal, a psychic and fairy type based off of the Totem of Undying. And that'll be it for today's video. It took me a while to make this video, because I had to take every single Pokemon from this region and put it into here. And there were a lot of them. So please consider subscribing, and commenting, I guess. So, goodbye. Also, I got this idea from this guy, so I'm gonna go check out his channel. Also, I'll put, Pokeman Fran's Instagram, or that's where he's from. I just got all these pictures from the YouTuber that I just previously showed, but if you're in and you like this video, follow my guess, because he's making a game out of this. So until next time, goodbye.